Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we have a lovely Rolex Oyster Perpetual Sea-Dweller 16600 P serial code. This one's from the year 2000, and it features a DE code bracelet, so roughly 2001. The two are nicely matched and likely came out of Geneva paired together. The watch is a lovely, coherent picture of what Rolex was just 2 decades ago. A timepiece that's elegant in its lack of a cyclops eye, so it reads essentially as a somewhat more graceful Submariner on my 16cm circumference wrist. 40 millimeters in diameter, though the watch is 14.6 millimeters thick. The caseback is so cup-like that it essentially just nestles into your wrist and sits no taller than a Submariner. Lug-to-lug, the watch measures 47.3 millimeters, and because this is a solid end link 93-168 bracelet, it does have a bit of a broader span of a total link-to-link dimension of 50 millimeters. The spacing between the lugs is 20 millimeters, but you want to consider this bracelet to be your first choice. It's native to the watch, it's original to the watch, and it's a lovely period piece. It's got just a little bit of that vintagey Rolex rattle. As you can see, the center links themselves are hollow, though the bracelet features end links that are solid. It's a transitional period for Rolex bracelet design back in the early 2000s. You can see for case design as well, as there are still strap tool apertures in the flanks of the lugs back when Rolex suspected you might want to take your bracelet off and throw the watch on some sort of a strap on a whim. Well, they're still there for that purpose if you wish. The bracelet features satin centers, polished flanks, and as you can see, all removable links fixed by screws. Even then, Rolex understood ergonomics well, and there are big channels to vent the wrist as well as avoid pinching skin or pulling hair on the underside. Internal to the clasp, you can see many different anchoring points for the bracelet, so you have your choice of many different sizing apertures to change the anchoring of the bracelet in size without removing or adding links. There's also a Fliplock extension system, so you can pull out about 1 inch or 25 millimeters of additional length if you want to throw this watch over a dive suit. You can see the clasp remains in excellent condition, and the crown has good definition as the watch has not been excessively refinished in its 2-decade lifespan. Now, jumping back to the case itself, you can see those strap tool apertures. The lugs are nicely even. You can see again there has not been excessive refinishing. There's no protrusion of the spring bar. The lugs have plenty of volume and they're even in size and shape from side to side. I always like to highlight this when we're dealing with pre-owned watches because no two are exactly alike. Rolex Triplock crown in steel, the triple dot, and of course you have a unidirectional rotating dive bezel. It's a chunkier, more substantial feel than you'll get on a 2019 Rolex Sea-Dweller. It really does have a very different feel. It's still crisp, it's still precise, it just feels more substantial. Now the dial is a lovely gloss, and you can see we're past the era of the tritium dial, so you don't have to worry about it being service replacement or not. 1998 was the transition. This watch was built solidly 2 years after that. White gold indices, white gold hands, including the Mercedes hour, and of course this being a Sea-Dweller with a much thicker crystal, the 1220 meter watch versus the 300 meter Submariner does not have a Cyclops eye magnifier, and I like that. Underneath the caseback, Rolex manufacturer caliber 3135, automatic winding, bidirectional. These were very smooth because the 3135s use a jeweled staff rather than a bearing for the rotor, and bidirectional rotating. It doesn't have a unidirectional wobble, and with Teflon coated reversing wheels, it is as smooth as butter. 48-hour power reserve, 31 joules. The helium escape valve is present and correct to prevent blowout of seals and sapphire when ascending from saturation dives. You have a quick set date, you have a time hacking seconds or stop seconds function, and you have a full balance bridge with a free sprung balance for shock resistance, and overcoil hairspring to ensure the watch keeps excellent time in any orientation with respect to gravity on your dresser at night or on your wrist during the day, and it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. The entirety of the watch, bracelet, and case is made of Rolex's proprietary 904L steel, and this very highly corrosion resistant. You don't even have to rinse it off after time in the water. You can see this lovely emerging vintage circa 2000 millennial Y2K Rolex Oyster Perpetual Sea-Dweller, and make it yours on the Watchbox. Rolex Sea-Dweller 16600.